everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Acceptable Accuracy. I am back. I feel like I've been on a random hiatus, so sorry about that. Thanks, Phil and
Adventures in
Kyle,
Narnia.
for what? Yeah, the
Adventures
adventure.
in Narnia.
Yeah, exactly. I've been with Aslan this whole time, man. It's been great.
I
But
mean, you did look a lot older when you got back, so there's that.
well, I was tanner. I was significantly tanner,
No.
and
Can you get tanner?
I got pretty dang tan when I was in Hawaii, dude. I really miss my tan. So I am excited to. I'm curious though to see how. I remember when I was in high school. I remember I got so dark to the point where the back of my neck was turning purple. It was crazy. I mean,
That-
for those, I'm from Hawaii, so I was in the sun a lot. So were you about to say something, Phil?
that's like purple from like bruising.
No, it's just I got that. You can get so dark to where you get purple. It's crazy.
Maybe
Interesting.
you can.
Well, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I can.
Us
Yeah,
Anglo-Saxons cannot. That just turns into skin cancer.
Yeah.
That's fair. But all
My
right, Phil. But
my
I get
my sorry, real quick. My
You're
dad
fine.
is Caucasian, but his skin is like dark for like
Mhm.
being a white dude. It's always dark.
Yeah.
And he used to tell me stories. His mom used to like when he was like a kid, in the 60s, he would be like bath time and she would like scrub on him, like, why can't I get your skin clean? But it was just because his skin was dark.
Mhm.
So I don't know why. Like the rest of the siblings aren't dark skin. My daughter, like, she has darker skin too. So I don't know. It's weird.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
There's something historic in there somewhere too. So anyway. All right. So our topic du jour for tonight is a 3-gun setup under $3K or $3,000. And there's a twist to this. So each one of us has come up with our own loadout. We haven't discussed the loadout ahead of time at all. But I made the rules on this one. You had to pick 3 different firearms. So for those of you unfamiliar with 3-gun, it is pistol, shotgun, and rifle. And the additional twist on this, so not only was there like a limit to how difficult with the $3,000, because it can be hard, but you also could not pick you couldn't pick any firearms that you personally owned or clones of them, which makes things difficult, right? So if you own a Glock, sorry, Tyler, you can't pick a Shadow
Boo.
Systems, buddy.
Boo. Well, I mean,
And
I own a Shadow System, so I can't pick a Glock.
correct, yeah, right. So
So
and then
clones
same.
thereof, I may have to amend
Okay,
because
That's-
my handgun
much.
collection doesn't really allow for that to happen.
I was gonna say when that makes it significantly harder for Kyle versus
How about
me.
it's just a pistol I don't own.
okay. I mean, there is going to be some difficulties here, but the idea was that it was going to be, more difficult. So the other difficult item that we toss into this too is that AR-15s are, again, they're like the pattern rifle that pretty much everybody runs in 3-gun. So again, not so much on the AR-15 using. So whether or not these loadouts make any sense for 3-gun, I don't know. Maybe. I think mine kind of does. So
mine probably does, just because I don't really own that many guns.
yeah,
Boom.
that's fair. We'll see. It'll
Mine
be
could have
fun.
been a lot more exciting if it wasn't a $3,000 limit.
That's fair.
Oh, 100%. Like if you put like a $30,000 limit on this, I mean, man, you can get some pretty tricked out configurations, but we're going to pull the old Top Gear and give ourselves a hard limit to make things more difficult. So anyway, we want to just get right into it, right?
Yeah.
Phil, what's your pistol setup?
All right. Man,
I guess even before that,
yeah,
Kyle, for those who don't know what a 3-gun competition is, can you give a 10,000-foot view of what a 3-gun competition is?
So it's a little bit varying based off of what
Mhm.
the league you're competing in, but like probably the most common one you're going to find is the USPSA multi-gun.
Mhm.
So it's very similar to a USPSA stage, USPSA style targets and things like that, with the addition of they're just a lot bigger to accommodate 3 guns being used per stage. And then you have
Mhm.
the added transitioning and things like that. So typically you will have targets that are designated rifle only, and they will usually be close, fast paced range shooting, but also some long distance shooting targets, 200 yards or something. Shotguns can vary between slug targets, which are, kind of more like a short to mid range, but also your clay pigeons and steel poppers for birdshot. Also aerial targets, so shoot a steel target and it falls over and kicks off a clay pigeon up into the air for you to try to blast. And then pistol shooting is basically the same as what you would see at any sort of action pistol kind of match. Just
The
adding the
interesting
complication of doing that all together.
Mhm.
the interesting thing about 3-gun or any kind of multi-gun is uh Kyle is correct. I think probably the most like unified body for rules is USPSA, but there are a lot of
Hmm.
outlaw 3-gun matches, a lot of them, and like Zombie technically is an outlaw 3-gun match.
Yeah.
So it's just pistol, rifle, shotgun, right? 2 separate. So, but you see a lot more of that than like versus like a pistol. That was fun, Tyler.
Yeah,
Are you watching Instagram reels while we're recording?
maybe.
Of course.
You're such a
You,
like Gen Z
Straight
you
up.
all
listener.
you all aren't reading through
I'm reading through
emails
my
with
list. Well,
gun 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 emails while filming a gun podcast.
never.
I am looking at my loadout that I have selected for this episode for this evening.
You don't have it memorized? Did you even prepare for this podcast, Phil?
Oh, I'm so prepared. This way I can pick up the exact minutia on it. You're going to be amazed how prepared I am for this podcast.
That's amazing.
I was swinging a hammer at 6 a.m. So
That's fair.
Fair
That
enough.
is valid.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. So I actually have a theme for my loadout, my 3-gun loadout.
Okay.
There are many different divisions in multi-gun or 3-gun, and they vary. Again, like I was talking about earlier, lots of outlaw. They vary, but there's almost always an open division. In some 3-gun, no matter what, you're usually looking at open division. So my goal was to slot a whole setup that would technically fit into open and to be kind of like a poor man's open. However, not only is this a poor man's open, but there are different ways of doing like a poor man's setup, right? Like you could do, if your traditional poor man's setup for 3-gun would be, a Glock or a Glock clone, AR-15 with a like JM 940 now, I think would probably be like the de facto standard, right? That's like a poor man's setup. This poor man's setup is an interesting poor man's setup. So there's a good chance that with this setup, you would be stopped by your fellow competitor, like between stages or while you're chatting, and be like, what is that? So that's kind of what I went for was, yes, this is a poor man's setup, but it's an interesting poor man's setup. So with that, I will start off with my pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get some eyes rolled, probably from Kyle. Tyler will not know anything about this brand, but
Nope.
for my pistol, I picked a Rock Island Armory
Oh, interesting.
M1911 A1 tactical with optic, but it's a 1911. However, it is a double stack 1911. And I found one on Sportsman's Warehouse for $480
Okay.
for a double stack 1911.
okay, with an optic.
With an optic. Now, I will tell you, I am not using the optic that came with it because it's definitely a Chinesium. They're all Chinesium optics, but this one is like an extra Chinesium optic. The optic on this one literally has no buttons on it. You cannot turn it on and off. It is a shake awake optic.
Okay.
And it is There's no like adjustment on the brightness, so I don't even know how that would work. And if you look at the optic, there's like a little like missing chunk of like intentional missing chunk of like metal on the top of it. So I'm wondering if there's like a sensor or something like that that senses the different brightness changes. There is windage and elevation adjustments. Obviously, you need that in order for it to function. But because of all that and the uncertainty of the optic, and you don't want your optic to go down mid stage, I was going to go with a hollow sun, but then I actually took this to the nth degree. I said, even optics, I cannot use ones that I own. So I went with a Vortex CCW Defender optic.
Okay.
Which was, if I can find it here real quick, it was 100 and, I forget what it was, but it was like $180 or something like that, I think. And I added, it only comes with one mag. So I added an additional 17 round and an additional 20 round magazine to go with it. I am going to make my budget. On top of this is a game I'm playing tonight. On top of this, I added a holster.
Okay.
Wait, I thought we said it was just guns.
No. Yeah, just guns. However, I want to do the extra challenge, and I love being this way. So I did it.
You should see my loadout is all strictly guns and optic.
That's fine. And that was the ground rules for this, but I wanted to see if I could do it. We will see what happens when we get there at the end. I will not spoil it. Did I make it under 3,000?
Yes.
Obviously you did.
Because you're too competitive not to. You're way too excited. You're like talking about, I got the 19 and the 21 round mag and the holster, guys. Of course you hit it. What kind of a question is that? I hope we made it, guys.
I don't, maybe not.
I love you, Phil.
Maybe not.
Oh my goodness.
Reality TV star.
Whatever. Wow. I wonder if Phil made it. I made it harder. I love you, man.
I can tell. I can feel the love over the internet here. It is the only challenge before we move on to what Tyler picked out. The only challenge with like Rock Island, their whole claim to fame is that they make the most 1911s in the world. It doesn't mean that they're good. So maybe this will last a match, but you have to break it in. So there's that. Just make sure you lock tight all the screws.
They are one of the 1911 manufacturers in the world.
They are one, yeah.
That's great.
All right, Tyler.
What's your pistol?
Wow. So, of course, for me, once again, I guess I have done a somewhat modified 3-gun competition, but I've never done a more traditional 3-gun, like a USPSA style, just because I'm unable to, because for our context, our club does it on Sundays, and I'm a pastor, so I'm working. And I guess you also have the other competition that you have done before, right, Phil? I just haven't had a chance to do it yet over more down south. But all that to say, for me, that's kind of giving some background with my experience. So for me, what I decided is I kind of wanted to stick with something I somewhat knew. Currently, of course, Phil said I can't use a variant or a clone of my clone. So for me, I was like, well, if that's the case, I decided to go with the Walther PDP, and I decided to go with a Holosun 509T for my optic because I'm in the enclosed emitter space right now. Because for me, I know what I'm good at, and that is with a striker-fired pistol, and it's a left-handed pistol, or it's more left-handed friendly. So that kind of all together, I wrote it down where to go. The cost, I think, was with everything, with the pistol, the optic, and the plate, I think was a little over $1,000. It was about $1,050.
Tyler, I'm so proud of you.
What?
You like put some thought into this. You actually picked like an ambi pistol that would serve your needs. Like, what? I'm so proud.
The thing is, I've never shot a Walther, so we'll see.
That's okay.
The argument that the PDP is a Glock clone.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, like, shut up, Kyle.
I want
if you
Tyler
break,
out here with a Gen 3 Smith & Wesson hammer-fire double action or a Beretta 92.
I know, right?
A
I mean,
police
all variants,
a
right?
police trade-in.
Yeah. It's like I picked the sub clone.
A
Like, hey,
revolver.
it's close enough.
Everything
So,
derives from Glock perfection.
there we go. Exactly. Hey, it's not like then you got was it Glock the Gen 6, which is just Glock making a clone of a Glock clone. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So that was my choice. That's kind of where I went with that aspect. So I'm at about 1,050. I'm curious. I wonder if I made my budget, guys. I wonder.
I don't know,
I guess
Tyler.
I
Did
don't
you?
know.
Stay
We're
tuned.
gonna find out.
Whoa. How
Stay tuned,
Ah.
listeners.
Man, you guys are the worst at
Stay
spoilers.
tuned, guys.
Man.
Whoa, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Listen, if this was a reality TV show, they would like leave you hanging until the end, and then everybody would
No,
be fine.
no, we will be at to be
Yeah.
continued. That's where we'll be at. 10
Maybe
minutes in,
commercial
guys.
or a commercial break,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my
So,
goodness. Yeah.
Yep.
But all right, Kyle. What about you, man? Tell us about the one pistol you don't own.
Yeah, so literally, I don't think anything would have qualified for not something that I own. So I went with Heavy Metal Division.
What on earth is that?
So Heavy Metal Division, just like most shooting competitions, you have your competitive divisions. So to try to give some competitive equity across all the different shooters and different gear choices.
Mm-hmm.
So the most common you'll see is TAC Ops, and that's one magnified optic, iron-sighted shotgun, iron-sighted pistol.
Okay.
Then open is optics on everything, mag-fed shotguns, bipods that are 5 feet long, so you can brace off of anywhere. Heavy Metal Division is 308 rifle with an optic, a pump-action shotgun with iron sights, and an iron-sighted pistol with 45 ACP, maximum of 10 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with a TSOS Duty Raider 1911, which is
what?
basically a Turkish clone of the Marine Corps Colt M45 CQB pistol. So it's super tactical, but my experience with TSOS 1911s are they're better than Rock Island.
Okay.
Shots fired.
So I found one on guns.com for $645.99.
Nice.
So I figured it'd be a little too on the nose to just use a Glock for $700
Yeah.
in 45. So I went with the 1911. And
Yeah,
I had enough left over for one 10-round magazine.
And it's different enough from what you traditionally shoot too. I'm assuming you personally own 1911s or a 1911 at least.
Several.
But again,
it's amazing.
To our point earlier in the episode, it would be difficult for you to find things. So I like it because it's different than what you normally shoot. I like
it. It would be a challenge to shoot a 3-gun match with 8 to 10 round magazines.
Dude, no kidding.
Because, I mean, that's another challenge of 3-gun is belt management. And the beauty of Zombie is we get to change our loadout from day to day. So you really only have to deal with pistol and long gun, one long gun every day. So you can set your shotgun up. You don't have to run with shotgun rounds your first day. But with a 1911, I would be hard pressed to figure out how to find the real estate. I'd be wearing like a chest rig with 1911 mags on it.
you'd have to go or you could go outward and have stacked magazines, right?
Oh yeah, yes.
That'd be an option.
Double magazine pouches and magnets all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. You'd just be tricked out of mags, dude.
Yeah.
But
Kyle, why are you running so slow? I've got
mags everywhere.
45 ammo on me.
and 308. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh my goodness. But all right, Philip. So
Let's look.
speaking of 308, what's your rifle setup?
All right. So continuing along with the theme of making things like fun and interesting, and I can't pick an AR-15. So I went with the Keltec RDB.
The what?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a Kyle, okay. um it's a bullpup gun. So for those of you unfamiliar with what a bullpup is, it's basically the magazine is behind the action, allowing for a shorter overall firearm that still allows you to maintain decent barrel length. This specific RDB is one that has, because they make a few different models. This is a newer one. It's got M-LOK rail on the front, and then it's the one with the pistol grip, not like the flat, like fish-looking one that is designed to be a little more like sleek. But I don't know. I've always kind of liked the way that these look, and I was more familiar with the older RDBs that didn't have the M-LOK on the front.
Hmm.
So I was very happy to see that they had come up with a newer version of it. The cost on the rifle itself is $761 from Global Ordnance, and then the optic setup that I would put on it, it would be a Holosun came out with the Holosun ARO, and you can buy a combo kit that is the Holosun ARO along with a 3x magnifier for $250. So that is my rifle setup, and then with it, I've got, of course, PMags to go with the rifle, and then a double stack magazine to hold those on the belt.
Interesting choice. I would love to see an open RDB.
Heck yeah!
Amazing.
So anyway, that's my choice. Tyler, what do you got, buddy?
All right. So of course, I wasn't allowed to use an AR because that's what I own. But the one thing that I don't own is an AK. So I was like, why not? So
It's a rifle.
it's a rifle. I know nothing about AKs. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I had ChatGPT help me out a little bit with it. So after kind of some back and forth, I decided to get a WASR 10. Does that
Oh,
mean
Wasser.
anything
A
to you guys?
Wasser 10.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's the AK that I shot when we did the what was the Marsoc CQB drill
Oh yeah. See,
that we did.
I knew exactly what I was doing right there because Kyle
Yeah.
owns it. He used it. And you did great with it.
Yeah.
So with a
You did
RS,
okay.
oh, okay. So apparently that's around $700 to $800 with a RS Regulate mount, which is about $150 to $200 with a Sig Romeo 5. So it
Nice.
comes out to about $1,000 for that rifle setup. That's all. That's all I got.
It'll work.
It'll
And
work.
you could go to all the crazy AK matches that happen.
I guess so, man. I'm like, I don't know.
He's not
my
lying.
brain,
It's a thing.
my brain was like, I don't know. Like, if I'm not gonna go with an AR, I guess I'll just get an AK. That's my
What
simplistic brain right there,
did you say? What caliber it was in?
dude. I don't know.
It's 7.62 by 39 for
7.62.
I was
sure.
gonna say it's just the typical. Yeah, that's what I figured it would be. I'm like, I didn't even think about that honestly. I'm such a. It's so funny how like Phil. I mean, Phil, you know this. Kyle, you probably know this too. Like, I. It's so funny. Like the amount of people that I know in my circle will come to me and ask me specifically gun questions, and I'll just stare at them like, dude, I have no idea. I know how to shoot a gun. That's about it. Barely.
See, that's why I love episodes like this, 'cause I love forcing Tyler to like figure out and like do research on firearms. Realistically, I'm just gaslighting Tyler into learning more about firearms.
That's
Yes.
amazing. I'm like so simple minded with this stuff. I'm like, dude, I got my shadow systems. I got my AR. I got a pump action shotgun. I'm pretty content.
And now
That's
you
all
know
there
about
is.
Wassers and Walthers. So nice work, man.
Apparently, yeah. Well, yeah, Walther, which is just a sub Glock clone. It's great.
In like
Oh
in
my
a
goodness.
lefty, I feel like having an AK wouldn't be awful. You
That's
know,
true.
No,
Yeah.
Manipulating the safety would be a little difficult, but
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pain
would
because
be.
you got your,
yeah.
your non-dominant hand on the wrong side. But at
I
least the charging handle would be
I was gonna say the charging
still a
handle's
pain.
fine. Well, I feel like if the only problem with that now, wouldn't that mean that that charging handle's just sticking onto my chest now?
You're
Yeah,
usually not using slings in 3-gun, so
right.
Oh,
Because
even
you're
better.
usually barrel
Perfect.
dumping, so you're all
yeah.
right.
Well, perfect, even better. But yeah, so that means I am at about $2,000 right now, boys. Will I make my budget?
I don't know.
Will I make my budget?
Dave Ramsey, please sponsor us.
Oh,
Yeah.
please, I would love that. Even though I have credit cards, sorry, Dave. Other than that, I
Yeah.
love you. But all right, Kyle, what about you? I would love to hear your setup.
All right, so mine is very very basic, also because I can't find a 308 that I don't own.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
so I went with a not the cheapest AR-10 I could get, but maybe not necessarily one I would buy personally. Um, I went with the CMMG. Uh, drawing a blank. I gotta pull up my notes.
Nice.
CMMG Mark III.
Hmm.
Oh, I've lost it. There we are. The Mark III. I found it on Bass Pro Shops in smoked bronze. So I have a I have
Ooh,
a I have an FDE theme going with my guns, and it was
Nice.
$1,200, well, 1199.99 on Bass
Nice.
Pro Shops website.
So what I'm hearing is you are a dollar under your budget because of that.
No, 1199 and 16.
Amazing.
Where's my calculator here?
this is a
I
nice
came
choice though.
Yeah, I came in with my shotgun. I came in under budget.
Nice. You're not
So
supposed to spoil that, Kyle.
yeah, who knew? And for since most ARs come without sights of any kind, I went with the Vortex Venom Sport Mount Bundle from
Okay.
Vortex.com for
Nice.
$469.99. It's a very inexpensive 1 to 6 power LPVO.
Okay.
Nice.
So again, very very basic, but trying to do heavy metal on a $3,000 budget is
That's
limiting.
wild. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you just give somebody like, hey, just come out with on like a budget, it's like a setup, like no problem. Like you get anything, right? We'd all be running Genesis 12s and Sig whatevers and for our rifles and yeah, yeah, anyway.
JP
Non AR-15 patterns. But yeah, or like CZ Brens, right? Like I looked at that, like early on, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put a Bren on this list. Nope, it's almost $2,000. Doesn't work.
Well, I mean, if you went with the Rock Island, you could have that. You could have that in a High Point.
Yeah, that's about right.
Should have gone a high point. That's what I should have done. Should have done the high point.
Yeah, we should have had prizes for who came in the most under budget, and then
That's amazing.
I'm running a Diamondback AR-10, a
Oh my
Charles Daly
goodness.
side by side shotgun,
Yeah.
and a High Point.
Perfect. There you go. No optics, nothing.
No optics, no iron
Running-
sights.
Yeah, exactly. Just spare.
I'm running a revolver from the pawn shop down the road.
Oh my,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I went to the pawn shop today to make sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I have a photo.
I
Of
went
the price
right there.
the
I have
price
it right
tag.
there. Yep, price tag. It was
Just
150 right there.
some brand you've never heard of before.
Yeah,
that's
like,
got
all right.
like it's got multiple letters spelled wrong or multiple
Oh
words
my
spelled
god,
wrong.
perfect. Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, that's great. But all right, Phil, close us out with your shotgun.
All right. So for the shotgun, continuing along with the Rock Island theme.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, and also continuing along with the that's kind of an interesting setup theme. And you see these a little bit more often now. I think last year at Zombie we saw a couple of these. Actually, Brent ran one of these, but the Rock Island VR80 tactical 12 gauge.
Mhm.
Which is
For-
probably your first good choice of the night.
Didn't necessarily say that they were good. I just said that they were picks. So on
They
a
are-
budget,
they are a gun.
and interesting picks too, right? Like somebody's gonna ask because you don't see a lot of like RDBs out, right? You don't see a lot of like people are like, oh my gosh, it's a double stack, or they want to say a 2011, and I guess that's like the generic term, though a double stack 1911 is different than a 2011. Anyway, but the VR180 or the VR80 again, it was one that Brent runs. I was like, well, it's you can get it to run, and it was fairly affordable at $450. On that, throwing the without the magnifier, the Holosun ARO, because I'm like, dude, I can keep my setup similar, get used to like the same optic setup between the shotgun and the rifle, and that just the ARO alone for the ARO core off of Palmetto State was $130. And then tossing that additionally a couple of the 19 round magazines, and then the one thing I'm always impressed with the VR80s, and I think I told Brent this, was the amount of support from Rock Island on those things. So you can get the super long magazines, you can get the short magazines. They also make magazine pouches for their VR80s. So those are like $20. So I added that onto my belt as well.
Yeah, the funny thing is, this is probably your least eye-turning gun at
Correct.
a 3-gun match, because it is a very popular gun for an entry-level open shotgun.
Yeah, and
Even a
my
mid-tier,
issue,
honestly.
yeah, and the issue I ran into too was I couldn't put in a Sega 12 clone because I own one of those. Right, that would have been the natural choice. Is if you're gonna spend a bunch of money, you're either looking at Genesis or you're looking at like a Distant Arms, like tricked out Kalashnikov, right?
Yeah.
Like as your options. Those are usually the open shotguns that you see. So yeah, again, it's keeping with the open theme, because open does allow you to use mag fed versus like a tube shotgun. But yeah, that is my shotgun loadout. I did add a belt to my loadout as well too. That included magazines as well.
Wow, I wonder if you made your budget,
I wonder
Phil.
if I made my budget.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when your entire pistol setup costs less than the optic for my rifle. I'm waiting on bated breath to hear what
I wonder
what your budget came into.
I wonder if you, it's Phil probably got it down to like $2,300.
Dude, it's not that low, but I will tell you, I was just like adding in extra magazines just because I couldn't get to $3,000
without the belt, the mags,
$299.99,
exactly,
38
and 99 cents.
I will reveal my number at the end, folks, and I will see if we made it or not below $3,000. I don't know.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. All right, Tyler, what do you got for a shotty, buddy?
So I will admit, I was actually thinking about the shotgun that I think, because did you say that's the shotgun that Brent ran at Zombie?
Yeah,
I forgot about that, because that's actually a great choice. So once again, I had some help with chat, because once again, I am extremely simple when it comes to other firearms I don't own. So I went with where is it? I put in my notes. Where'd it go?
Drum roll, please.
I know, drum roll. Just keep on drum rolling while I find this. The Beretta A300 Ultima Patrol. How the heck do you guys know this stuff?
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
With the Romeo 5 as well. I know this is all you guys do, but still, I'm like, I don't know. I was like that, and you're like, that's a great choice. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's the only deficiency that has is it's a little light on the magazine capacity, but
yeah,
great option.
That's what it says. I mean, my notes / it says right here, it says it just runs, and that's what I care about, because I will admit that was kind of my issue with shotguns in the past. Granted, it was also training deficiencies, so I can't say much. I do feel bad.
Loading mags is hard.
Yes.
Loading AK mags is hard, Tyler.
The amount of my goodness, the amount.
That's why he picked an AK, so that he can practice.
Yeah, so I can practice, because the irony of it all, because as I look back, as I reviewed my last zombie footage as I used Phil's AK style shotgun, the amount of times where I would lose 20 or 30 seconds because I don't know how to reload was so frustrating. Just watching me fumble over and over, and I'd be like, "It doesn't work," and then Phil just goes like, "Dude, it's working just fine." I'm like, "Shut up."
You know what?
So
A
I'm gonna
baby
get you for
giraffe
a
trying to
wedding.
walk.
For a
yeah.
wedding gift, Tyler, I'm getting you a VR80. It's gonna
Oh,
happen.
no.
It's funny because I was talking to Maria about that today. I was like, "What are we gonna get Tyler for?" So I'll get you a VR80, and then I'll get Olivia something nice.
Get her a sling.
An AK.
An
Yeah, get her an
AK.
AK.
Yeah, there we go. I'll get her
AK.
magazines to go with the VR80.
Perfect. There you go. Oh, that's great.
All right, you got optic on that puppy, or are you running it? Are you running it with
Uh,
just a bead?
I'm also putting a Romeo 3 on top of it,
Nice.
apparently. Or 6. I don't know, not the 3, sorry. The 5. I
5.
don't remember. Thank you.
Yeah.
5. What's the Romeo 3? Is that just an older version of the 5?
No, it's a large pistol red dot.
Oh yeah, definitely no, not that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Romeo 5, yeah.
similar to Glock's modeling choices, model number choices. Sig's optic model numbers make no sense
Gotcha.
either.
Oh yeah, no, no, totally. Yeah, 2 o'clock makes no sense with that. But yeah, so my ultimate patrol is anywhere between 900 to 1,000. Once again, red dot's about 100 to 150. So that's where I'm at, and I will reveal my final number at the end of whether I made it or not, guys.
Oh my
So good.
gosh.
Oh
All
god,
right.
what you got, man?
So the final shotgun is probably the lamest of the group, and I just picked a Mossberg 590 bait shot. Bead sight. It has to be pump action, and it has to be
Mm-hmm.
budget. And the 590 is a you know venerable traditional pump action shotgun. So
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's a boring one, but it's I palled around with the idea of like a Keltec KSG,
Mm-hmm.
but my competitiveness would not let me have something that was so hard to reload on the fly.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I guess it's probably too early to use what's the Full Metal State one that's coming out, the 590? What are they calling it? Or the 570?
Yeah, that new.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like a
think it's
hybrid between the
570.
two.
It's like a hybrid
Yeah.
between those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Those
think
aren't out
that's.
yet though, so no.
Did that is that announced or did they? I thought they scrapped that.
They're still building it. Actually, they're actually making it now that you can buy the setup and then you can use the part of it to actually build it into a semi-auto if you choose to later. So I think they kind
Ah,
of like they waited a little bit because they knew they wanted to make a semi-auto option, but they didn't want to limit people on like the receiver set to like not work with the semi-auto setup. But apparently they figured the whole thing out, and the 570 is coming out somewhat soon.
Hmm.
well,
If you're ever interested in a pretty funny group of individuals, the Palmetto State Arms, not Armory, but Arms subreddit is pretty good. And they actually, Palmetto's on there quite a bit. They got a guy named Danny who posts all the time. And he's a representative from Palmetto State. So if you ever run into problems, pro tip for users out there who are like Palmetto State Army owners out there, if you have a problem and you're not getting good attention from them, go on Reddit and post something about it, and usually Danny, their representative on there, will take care of you. So, which again, poo on Palmetto State as much as you want, but the fact that they're even out there helping out and making those things work, credit to them. Credit where it's due.
all right. So the budgets.
Yeah, Phil, what's your did you
Phil,
make your budget?
did you make the budget?
Oh man, it was close. With my optics, my firearms, the belt, the magazines, the additional magazines, the other magazines, and the holster, you name it, man, it was tough.
Oh
I
my goodness.
didn't think I was going to get under it, but I am $2,943.09.
Congratulations,
Well
Philip.
done.
I did it. Are you guys just so impressed?
I'm
am
amazed.
shocked.
I'm blown
I
away.
can't believe you made it.
I am so beside myself.
I am so shocked. Wow.
Before I added any of the other items in there, and I was actually like, it was so low on like, it was like there's like $2,400 or something like that, and I was like, that's a little too low. We're just gonna start throwing extra accessories. Oh, sorry, I actually on top of that I added, because I had more budget left over, I added a pair of Howard Light Impact Sports.
Oh my goodness.
And a set of Honeywell UVEX A703 series safety eyewear in mirror blue. So you literally have everything that you need except for the ammo. Dude, I could probably add some ammo there, remove some mags, add some ammo. I could probably get enough to run at least one stage.
Oh my goodness, Phil.
Tyler, where did your budget come in at?
Oh my
I like
goodness.
how Kyle's just like,
So of course,
moving on.
moving on. So it depends. So it depends on if I'm going deal hunting or not. So it will range anywhere between, on the low end it is $2,950. On the high end it could be $3,100. So technically it depends for me.
Ooh.
Okay, so I like how you made fun of me this whole time. Yet you doesn't I mean, you did. If you deal hunted, you made it. But you're saying that you went over. Man.
So technically, it's fine.
I would like the audience to go like re-listen to the last 40 minutes of this podcast and how many times Tyler was like, I don't know if we're gonna make it, and then we get to the end and he goes over.
It's like, hey, I busted, guys. I didn't make my budget.
Well, I will clarify though. Unless he's shooting open, his shotgun cannot have an optic on it. So
boom, perfect. I'm good.
Remove the second Romeo 5, and he's under.
I'm fine then. I'm fine.
Well,
thank you, Kyle.
That way we've got an open build, a heavy metal build, and attack ops or whatever it's called build. We're good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice job.
See?
Good work. Good work, Kyle. I knew you were thinking about this.
And this is why I've been hired on.
We'll triple your pay, Kyle.
Perfect. Can't wait.
US Mint, please sponsor us.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Anybody sponsor us, please. Not anybody, actually. But
no, not Terran Tactical. He can keep his dollars.
Yeah, he's fine. He can keep his precious. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, Mr. Heavy weapons, heavy armor, whatever.
So
metal.
I came in the most under budget, minus all of your accessories.
Yeah.
You with all your accessories, I came without any accessories, literally just an optic as a non-firearm. I came in at $2,934.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I have enough for like a few extra mags.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got something.
Yeah.
Unlike Tyler, who went over.
Hey,
we've established that
I'm fine.
His firearm Newbury, his firearm Ludditeness has failed him, and so he actually is under budget.
Exactly. I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. Kind of.
So the moral of the story is, if you want to get into 3-gun but you have a budget, you need to talk to Phil so that you can have everything you need for under $3,000.
It might not run, but
it might not make you through the match, but at least you'll be able to participate in most of the match.
Yeah, your conversations with your fellow shooters will be at least entertaining.
Oh my goodness.
In all seriousness, though, the barrier for entry in 3-gun is pretty high, but if you already have, this is tongue in cheek, if we don't have anything, gear you already have, most stuff you can get away with buying a couple of things and you can start participating in 3-gun. A lot of people don't have a shotgun, but you can still be competitive with, a $500 or a Mossberg 500 or a $300 Maverick 88. You know,
Hmm.
there's ways if it's something that you're interested in doing, you can get out and do it. Even if you don't have the money to buy new stuff, buy used, or make friends. You show up to a match a couple times and help out, make friends, and you will find more than 5 people that will be willing to loan you gear or let you borrow guns or share guns so
Oh,
that
for
you can
sure.
compete in the match.
I mean, that's what I did with my first USPSA match. Phil let me borrow his stuff, and look at me now.
Look at you now, Mr. A
Still,
class.
still, barely.
Look at me
My,
now, Dad.
I know, I
Doesn't
know. Still,
matter.
I know,
You're still A class.
barely. I think I made it in by like literally
Yeah, dude, it
like
was close.
point 10,
Doesn't matter.
like point
Still
one.
have
I
made A
know, but
class.
still, it's insane to
Doesn't
me.
matter if you
I,
win by an inch or a mile. Winning is
I,
winning.
I
Family.
know, but it's
Family.
still ironic to me, and yet, like, it's only because I do well in classifiers, which is hilarious to me. But like those matches, I'm like I crush in classifiers, and then like all the others, I'm like, dude, what the heck? I was like, dude, I don't know.
It happens.
But that's just the way the classification system works, though. I mean,
Play the
it's
game.
just right.
Yeah, sometimes you get a 0, and sometimes you get a GM score.
It's true. And
And sometimes you get a
you.
GM score on a iron-sighted pistol that you haven't shot in a while.
That's
Kyle.
amazing. I heard
In
about
3
that.
years. I haven't
That's
shot iron sights on a
wild.
handgun in 3 years. In my second stage, I throw up a GM score.
That's
I was, believe
crazy.
me, I was as shocked as you all were when I posted that.
What year classifier was it? If you don't mind me asking.
I think it was one of the new ones. I think it was 25.
Oh wow.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh. And those are typically, are those the ones, is it one with more movement or was it like a stand and deliver one?
It was a pretty movement heavy stage.
Yeah.
It was one of the ones where the righty tighty, lefty
Yeah. Yep.
loosey, and then just right. It was just right, which righty tighty and lefty loosey require the last 3 targets to be engaged either strong hand or weak hand. This is the one that it's freestyle the whole time.
Mm.
But you start in the center of the stage. There's 3 walls, and you're kind of offset from the first target array of 3, and then you have to shoot around the left wall and shoot around the right wall. And the A's came together. I think I had 1 Charlie on
Dang.
that stage, and it was just, yeah. Again, I was as shocked as you all were.
I was thinking about sorry, not like moving back to the 3-gun topic. And like to your point about cost earlier, Kyle, like, you can borrow stuff too, but then if you do actually use like a traditional setup for 3-gun with, like a Glock, AR-15, and even the VR, if you open, right, the VR-80 is a great starting open option, right? And the mags are pretty cheap too to get a big one. But even like, like you said, getting pump action or the option that what was it, the A300 option that you picked, Tyler, like you can still easily get in within $3,000 and get a
Mhm.
functional setup. Now the VR-80 does take a little bit of sometimes break in, and there are sometimes you have issues with them. So you have to baby it a little bit, but from what, because Brent had some problems with his too, but I think what he was saying is that there's replacement parts are pretty like available. So just make sure you keep on top of it, keep an eye on things. But completely functional, like you could get a 3-gun setup easily for under $3,000 using traditional, like again, Glock clones or AR-15
Mm-hmm.
clones. Pretty easy.
Yeah. And just use what you
Yeah.
have. I mean, I imagine the vast majority of our listeners have some kind of striker fired pistol, some kind of AR-15 variant. And if you don't have a shotgun, which I think I can count, I don't think I know anybody that owns an AR-15 that doesn't own some kind of shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler owns a shotgun.
I
I
know
do own
Tyler.
a
Yeah,
shotgun.
Tyler was the only person I think I knew that didn't own a shotgun. That for a brief period of time. Oh no,
Wasn't the shotgun your first
What?
purchase, Tyler?
Yeah, I was gonna say shotgun was my first
no,
purchase.
I'm sorry. I am thinking of Paul. Paul does not own a
Oh,
shotgun.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
shotgun was the first thing I got. I have a Mossberg Maverick 88.
that's right. Yeah,
I was like, I
the
got as
ghetto
entry level
defender,
as possible, man. It was great.
the trailer park mansion defender.
Pretty much.
This is all right, Tyler. My first firearm I owned was a Mosin Nagant.
I
So
know.
there's that.
But speaking of that, what's your dad advice, Phil?
Dang it.
Got him.
Man, all right, here we go. I'm gonna go talk about work related items. So
Hmm.
we obviously, most of us here work, right? Like we all work.
Well,
Kyle,
two
even
thirds of
even
us
you
work.
work. You
You're
work
work.
too.
You're
You're
work.
working all day.
You're swinging a hammer at 6 a.m. You're working.
Yeah.
I just don't get paid for it.
Um, and it's interesting. The working is, a necessity, to live unless you're, like have a trust fund or something like that, right? Um, but in general, I think it's good for us to all have a desire to work towards something, and my advice I would say is that you're going to have bad weeks at
Hmm.
work. They do exist, and it's going to stink, and you're going to be like you're going to feel worthless. And a lot of men, especially, tie their value to the work that they do. Right. Again, whether it's swinging a hammer at 6 a.m. in the morning, or it's driving in to meet somebody at the building they work at to get HVAC up fixed, or you're on a call
Yeah.
with a sales call, right?
Hmm.
Like there's something to do in it when you have a bad day or a bad call or something that happens that does not go well. Men especially tend to get down on themselves. They may not admit it outwardly to other individuals, but it will impact you a lot.
Hmm.
And then the next week you're gonna have a great week, right? So I guess my advice is just remember that if you're having a bad week, that there's a silver lining. You're gonna have a great week coming up here eventually at some point. If you do find yourself having consistently bad weeks over and over again and questioning your job, maybe it's time to move on, find something different, right? I'm honest. It's honestly because like people will they'll just completely get zapped and especially if they're not getting paid great, right? Like why are you still there?
Hmm.
So first advice, again, just know that you're gonna have a better day down the road. Trying to hopefully not let it impact you too much, but like if you're kind of stuck in a dead end job or stuck in something that you hate, dude, take whatever energy you got left, whatever effort you got left to make a change, right?
Hmm.
Whether it's, going to school or getting some kind of certification or, switching to do like some kind of apprenticeship or something like that. But make the change. Don't get stuck. Stop playing video games and do the work. Now, if you're already in a job you love and you just need some video game time to decompress, absolutely do it. But yeah, don't let your job completely destroy you.
Hmm.
All right, Tyler, what you got?
Yeah, so I know in it kind of in addition to what you just said, Phil, I know my mentor would like to explain to me, would always remind me that work is a part of life. It's as a believer, we believe that work is a part of creation. It's not a part of the fall. So it's always been there, and work was designed to destroy us. So we need to have to create boundaries with it. And kind of love what you're saying. Like there are times, like yeah, maybe that means it's finding another job, and that's okay. But yeah, so I guess kind of with my life advice, life update. I think I've already shared this. I am engaged, so which is awesome. Wedding's coming up in about 90 plus days. But at the same time, it's just remembering that it's important to invest in other relationships too, not just of course, yes, invest in your spouse, invest in your family, your girlfriend, fiance, whatever. But just remember too, and I'm about myself, talking to myself. I know Phil and I had a really good conversation about this, is just making sure that we're investing in your other relationships too. So just remember there are other people around you, not just one person. So that's my advice.
That's great advice, Tyler. I will say, though, it is very common for people who are engaged to kind of forget about everybody else around them. So don't
Yeah.
feel too bad about it.
I know, but it's finding a balance. It's important because I know my mentor talks about this too back when I was single as well, of how like we were not created to be alone. Like like yes, the context was Adam and Eve of a husband and wife, but also too God put a human shaped void in all of our hearts, and it's important to fill that with other people. And yeah, like you might have acquaintances who might be more like salads, but you have really good friends who might be like maybe like what would be a good example? Maybe like a good spaghetti, and you have like your spouse who's more like a filet mignon. Like, yeah, but you still want all of it. You need all of it. So it's really important to have. So you can't just have that one thing. And like I know John Eldridge talks about this too, and it's a little like some people will agree, some people might not. He argues that your wife is not your best friend. You need guy friends in your life, men who understand you, who you can have those heart to hearts with. Like your wife is probably your closest friend, but even then, she can't handle the weight of being your world, and vice versa.
Interesting. I don't know. My wife is my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought she was your only friend.
well, that's why I have you guys for. I thought you guys were my friends. Now I'm feeling all awkward and weird. No. Anyway, with that awkward transition, Kyle, what's your life advice, buddy?
Yeah, I'm not a dad, so I can't give dad advice.
I got you. that we know about.
Yeah, that I'm aware of. Make time for the boys.
Yeah.
We'll keep the theme going. Spending time with men, doing goofy, hard, exciting things is regenerative for the soul.
Yeah.
Unless your friend has to go to the hospital at 3 a.m. That's a little draining.
In the middle of the winter.
In the middle of winter.
When it's freezing out.
-10.
Yeah. And you have to drag him on a sled.
Oh,
Andrew, we love you. We love you so much. Just don't do that again.
I heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, and it's one of those things, though, that like I look back on it and I'm like, you know, we got him out.
Yeah, like, when you look back on
no harm,
it.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah, and you know, it happened.
It all worked out.
It did. It all worked out. And he's still alive this day. So, and he's very, you know, he jokes about it, which is good. It's important, you know. But you done messed up, Leroy. All right, anyway.
All right, Phil, you want to close this out?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for listening to this excellent 3-gun under 3K podcast from the Acceptable Accuracy. I invite you to like and subscribe anywhere you can find podcasts. Again, we are part of the Firearms Radio Network, so feel free to check them out as well too. Check out our back catalog of different episodes that we've got. I think we're at like 64, 65 episodes now at this point, which is really pretty darn good. You know, again, like Kyle was saying, do stuff for the guys. Literally, we started this podcast just so we could hang out and talk about cool things. With that, feel free to email us podcast@acceptableaccuracy.com. I have not checked that email in a couple of weeks. I'm going to do that right when we're done here. Again, check us out on Instagram. Tyler loves to update our Instagram. There has been so many posts lately that I just don't know how he's keeping up with all of it. Anything else, Tyler?
I think that's it. Thank you so much, and we will see you at the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.